Karen DeVries. Her evaluator this evening is Distinguished Toastmaster and past International Director, Erlene Norris. Erlene, could you please give us Karen's
I'd be glad to. Karen is doing project number 1 from the Speaking to Inform Advanced Manual. The speech is to inform. Select new and useful information for presentation to the audience. Organize the information for easy understandability and retention. Present the information, that's what it says. Present the information in a way that will help motivate the audience. She is speaking 6 to 8 minutes.
Thank you. Karen DeVries has been a Toastmaster for 8 months and has just completed her Competent Communication Manual. She is now working in the next phase of her Toastmaster experience, speaking from the advanced manuals, speaking to inform and technical presentations. Tonight, she will be presenting the speech titled, I Will Write. Please join me in welcoming Karen DeVries with the speech, I Will Write.
The other side. You want to leave those on and do one in the front. There. That's perfect.
Fellow Toastmasters, Mr. Toastmaster, guests, has anyone ever ridden the Gold Line?
Yes.
Have you all seen the Gold Line? Do you know where it is? Has anybody wondered what it is? It is our new light rail here in this area. I'm going to tell you where it goes because it doesn't go very far. But if you have not seen it, you can see it on the freeway between the east and westbound lanes from East Pasadena going west, and then if you were to follow it, it goes on south. So we don't see it out here in this area yet, but it is coming. Right now, the Gold Line goes just a little ways. It goes from Union Station in downtown Los Angeles, north through Chinatown, then on to what they call Mount Washington, if you know the LA area, Highland Park, South Pasadena, and then a whole lot of stops in Pasadena. But it ends in East Pasadena. So what good does that do us? Not a whole lot right now, unless you want to have some fun. Let me tell you a little bit about the Gold Line as it is today. Right now, the ridership on the Gold Line is around 34,000 passengers boarding on a daily basis. They're taking it to Pasadena City College. They're taking it into Los Angeles if they happen to work in LA. They take it to the west side of Pasadena if, in fact, they need to be on that side of town. That's about where it goes. The Gold Line ridership is actually below the projections that they set when they built it at this point. It takes 54 minutes to travel, 54 minutes to travel the 19.7 miles from Union Station to the end of the Pasadena line or back. And it averages about 21.9 miles per hour over the course of the length of the traveling. However, it's considered to be slow. It's slow for the other metro lines that we happen to have running throughout Southern California. In particular, the Gold Line slows way down through Highland Park. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of cross streets. And they have to be careful about people crossing the street, and they don't want, obviously, somebody to walk in front of the train. So it goes at an average of only 20 miles an hour, And overall, when the train is going around curves, it does average about 25 miles an hour. It's very fun to ride it. Inexpensive, very inexpensive. The base fare is $1.50 one way. That's $3 round trip to ride a train. And I think that's really fun because I love trains. Now, where can you go with it? If you're not taking it into LA because you work in LA, or you don't need to go across Pasadena or into South Pasadena, take a Saturday. Drive into Pasadena, to East Pasadena, park your car, get on the Gold Line, and take it all the way down to Union Station. You are in for an unbelievable treat. You enter Union Station and you are taken back in history. It is the most beautiful building that I have seen in just years. It was built in the 20s. You can see from the pictures that I've put up, the outside of it looks very Los Angeles. But when you look at this inside, when you see that, it is just, it's so exciting. I get so excited when I go there because there's all this beautiful wood and these open beam ceilings and beautiful Spanish tiles on the floor. And those chairs, they're just so big and cushy and comfy, all leather. You can sit there and people watch all day long. The architecture is kind of a combination of our Spanish heritage mixed with a bit of Art Deco, which was very much in the 20s when this particular building was built. So take the train, go look at that. Wander around. You can take a self-guided tour and you can look at a number of parts of the train station that are not being used right now, but it's fun to just wander around. I like to imagine what it was like in the 40s during the war, when the servicemen were getting off the train all dressed in their uniforms, coming into the center of the station, and the women in their gorgeous 40s clothes and those big beautiful hats were meeting their husbands and their boyfriends. Now my mother tells me that that isn't what happened, that most of the time the women had curlers in their hair and scarves around their head. But I like the romantic part, I think it just makes more sense. When you get done looking around at the train station, consider going to Trax for lunch or for dinner if you choose to do that. Trax is inside the station. It's a wonderful restaurant. Look at that Art Deco feel of the entrance. I just love that. You can sit outside, kind of out in the area where the passengers are. If you want to eat out there, you can eat inside. But on a really pretty spring afternoon, you can sit outside on the patio. Surprisingly, it is very, very quiet. You don't hear the trains, maybe off in the distance. Big, beautiful trees, grassy lawns. You can sit there for hours, enjoying your lunch, enjoying iced tea or a glass of wine, visiting with your family or friends. You could spend the whole afternoon there. It's just lovely. You don't know you're in the center of Los Angeles. Once you get done with that, walk out of the train station and across the street, and you will be at Olvera Street. One of the oldest parts of the history of Los Angeles. It's just a walk away. You just cross the street, walk up the hill, and there you are. It's a thriving area. They're bringing it back. They're redoing a lot of the buildings so that they can bring in stores and businesses and a lot of things that are very much part of the Olvera Street heritage that used to be the center of Los Angeles. When you're done, you get back on the train and you're going to come back, and as you do, pay attention to what you see with all the stations. They're fabulous. They're just fabulous stations. This one's in Pasadena, and it's underground, kind of covered, and it's just a really, really fun station. So take a look at that. Now, where is it eventually going to go? Right now, they're working on phase 2A of the train, the extension of the train. And it will go from Arcadia to Monrovia, Duarte, Irwindale, and downtown Azusa, which will be by Azusa Pacific College and Citrus College. Eventually, it will come out all the way to Montclair. Then it'll actually go somewhere for us. All right, so you can see that where we're headed with the phase of 2A and 2B, coming all the way out to Montclair. Arcadia, these are just the renderings. I think they're really fun. They had to build a bridge over Santa Anita in Arcadia. That is finished. It's done. They're putting the tracks down now. Monrovia, Duarte, Irwindale, and Azusa. So I say to you, I'm going to ride. I will ride. I can hardly wait. Will you ride?